hopefully they'll become more sane.
All right, that's cut two. We were supposed to play that later, but that's okay because it's relevant information. So, the filibuster, what did he say about it here? What is he going to do?
I don't think I'm going to have to do that. But
all right, well, that's good. And so let's start out the first one.
I could not think of a better pick if I were president myself. I think any Republican president would put him on top of their list. Outstanding choice, well qualified, should be confirmed, and hopefully without having to change the rules.
All right, Neil Gorsuch, for Supreme Court judge, outstanding. Hopefully the filibuster will not be used, but if needed, it will be, and it looks like he's going to be confirmed, and certainly we need the Supreme Court judge. There's work to be done, and, these things happen, and the Dems are going to be able to, run their mouths, but politically, to me, I have said this repetitively, and now Graham and so many folks from the right to the left, the sensible ones, are saying this is going to hurt the Dems. They're not going to be able to regain any traction. Coming up, we're going to be talking about Elizabeth Warren, her presidential aspirations for 2020. It's almost a sure win, no matter what. If she gets in, she's just, oh my God. Anyways, I will reserve that particular commentary coming up, but we definitely need a constitutionalist in this position. This guy happens to be outstanding, moral, sound, thoughtful, and there's nobody better suited. So many people say so many good things about him, and the judge, which is on Fox, thinks the world of him and thinks that Sadiq, he's going to be the best representation for the Supreme Court judge that we lost. And it is one of these positions that can affect so many of our rights, our civil liberties, and to have somebody that doesn't interpret the Constitution correctly could cause major damage to this country. And it's nice that we finally have a shoring up to do. Where we can finally have our rights protected and not have people, on the Supreme Court that, want to change the Constitution for one, or make and legislate law. Their job is not to do either of those things. And there's so many people that want to. We need to keep it true to what our founding fathers wanted for us. And we have to have that balance for sure. And we have the ability to be able to sway this power. Finally, we have some common sense in Washington that's going to be able to get things right. Keith Allen and For the People coming off a long, extended Super Bowl, but we're here. We're working today for you. We'll be back right after this. For the People is on the air for you. Each day we strive to tell it to you straight, not watered down, so you can know what's going on each day. Our show is different from many of the others on air. We're not afraid of the PC police, and we explain our position, at the same time understanding the left's position and what we can do to further a conservative agenda for America. For the People is listener-supported and relies on listeners like you to help us get the word out. So, if you like what we do and want to help For the People, sign up today at our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Your support allows us to report the news fearlessly and guarantees our survival on the air. As a thank you, we'll send you our monthly newsletter with commentary and money-saving tips. Can we count on your support? Thank you for helping America. To become a For the People member, log on to forthepeopleshow.com. Now,
what kind of government cares more about appeasing Islamic terrorists than defending the constitutional rights of its citizens? A government that would disarm us during the age of terror. Nothing would make us more vulnerable to generations of suffering and slaughter than the destruction of our Second Amendment. But many of our politicians, aided by a relentless media, are launching that attack themselves. They dream of joining the rest of the disarmed peoples of the world, entrusting our survival to the mercy of monsters. The greatest damage the terrorists could ever inflict upon us is disarmament at the hands of the political elites. But we will never offer our right to survive as a fool's ransom to the world's killers. Our freedom is what they fear most. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
All right, For the People continues. It's interesting. I just got a call saying, is there a light fat menu? I'm trying to make it healthy for you. Yeah, I would say that the real cheese with all that oil in it's probably not the best thing for you. If you're salt sensitive or you're worried about clogged arteries, probably not the recipe for you. However, you can use lower fat cheeses. It just probably won't be as yummy. But, yeah, you can cut calories, and you can do it all turkey if you wanted, if that was your kind of thing. It's just that beef kind of pops it a little bit more, but you can use a beef bouillon if you want to do that. And you can also make a vegetarian addition to that. I just don't know if, again, it's going to be that smooth and tasty and meaty with the beans and all that. But you can do it any way you want to do it. Definitely wasn't thinking health conscientiousness. Now, I don't eat that way all year round. When the dip happens, moderation is the key of everything like that. But, man, you can reheat that the next day, and I'm telling you, you can make it a constant in your house if you want to do that. All right, we're going to be talking about Elizabeth Warren and also a group to Trump. They're saying tear down country's 10 worst highways. We're going to talk about why they're saying that. And then China sailing warships near their island of Mad Dog is vowing to defend Japan. What in the heck is going on there with China and Mad Dog and Japan? There's some quagmire going on right there. And then supposedly some leaked transcripts of Mexico and Australia, which Trump is calling disgraceful. So if we get around to all of those things, that's where we're going to be concentrating coming up on For the People. The broadcast needs your help. We are a listener-supported broadcast for the people, and I'm proud to say next month will mark 2 years since I took off what I was doing from 12 to 1 Eastern Time and took the reins of For the People with Chuck Harder, a program that's been a mainstay on radio for over 25 years, and it's been feeling good, and we're gaining more stations and more listeners each and every day. And thanks to you sharing the show on social media. You can share that on Spreaker, which is the app that we have, Spreaker.com. But on demand, right on our front page, everything's there. You can just simply go to forthepeopleshow.com at any time and listen to the broadcast. But if you listen to a radio station, first and foremost, listen to the station when it's on. Support the sponsors, because remember, that's still the gold standard. Is radio stations for sure. We value the stations that do it and carry the broadcast. They believe in what we're doing from the very beginning. And again, we couldn't do what we do without them. Appreciate so much. We'll be back with more For the People. Don't go anywhere. For the People has a special opportunity for you. If you own a business and want to gain a national audience that is loyal and will do business with you, imagine being able to get your product and or service into the hands of tens of thousands of people each week. Sponsorship opportunities are now available at rates you can afford. Finally, the show you love with your business supporting what we do in partnership. Start running your commercials today. To contact us, go to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. For the People is on the air for you. Each day we strive to tell it to you straight, not watered down, so you can know what's going on each day. Our show is different from many of the others on air. We're not afraid of the PC police, and we explain our position, at the same time understanding the left's position and what we can do to further a conservative agenda for America. For the People is listener-supported and relies on listeners like you to help us get the word out. So, if you like what we do, and want to help For the People, sign up today at our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Your support allows us to report the news fearlessly and guarantees our survival on the air. As a thank you, we'll send you our monthly newsletter with commentary and money-saving tips. Can we count on your support? Thank you for helping America. To become a For the People member, log on to forthepeopleshow.com. Now,
what kind of government cares more about appeasing Islamic terrorists than defending the constitutional rights of its citizens? A government that would disarm us during the age of terror. Nothing would make us more vulnerable to generations of suffering and slaughter than the destruction of our Second Amendment. But many of our politicians, aided by a relentless media, are launching that attack themselves. They dream of joining the rest of the disarmed peoples of the world, entrusting our survival to the mercy of monsters. The greatest damage that terrorists could ever inflict upon us is disarmament at the hands of the political elites. But we will never offer our right to survive as a fool's ransom to the world's killers. Our freedom is what they fear most. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
Listener supported and proud of it. For the people. Now back to Keith.
okay, folks, we are back. Elizabeth Warren, I got to tell you, she is a nasty so-and-so, if you will. I have never seen somebody so vile. And if this really, absolutely, positively is what represents you from the left, I tell you, I would be finding some holy water. Because she is just nasty. If you ever listen to her rhetoric, and this is really what the left has become. Honest to goodness, you listen to the conversation and the nasty rhetoric that comes out of the mouth that's just spewing hate and spewing untruth. It's kind of like listening to CNN. Totally. You know, that's why the fake news is the fake news all the time. I mean, they should change what they say about themselves about being some kind of credible news agency. It should be, this is CNN, all fake news all the time. I mean, seriously, that should be them. I mean, we should just send it over so at least people know that it's a bunch of BS. I mean, I think it's the same folks that probably watch that these days that like the Inquirer magazine. Now, there's been some folks that just, for whatever reason, have landed on that channel, and then they finally stumbled across, say, like a Fox News channel or this broadcast, and finally their eyes were opened. I can see. Seriously, because it's night and day. I tuned into CNN just to see, I mean, it just ad nauseum. I mean, I just want to vomit, but I like to hear what the left says, how they say it, and then I just mark down the lies and the deceit and the vileness that goes into it. But it is really disgusting. But there is the element in society that keeps the divide going, and there are going to be people that are just going to, for whatever reason, subscribe to these thought processes, and it could be, just could be, that we're from other planets. I don't know. I really don't know, and it's really tough when you have a closed-minded liberal to have a decent conversation. And you couldn't have one with Elizabeth Warren. She is a liberal icon. She has emerged as the scourge of the Trump administration, grilling the president's cabinet nominee at every chance, coming against the Supreme Court. Well, it's Neil Gorsuch, who is just, minutes of his nomination. And this is her move. She's made her mark. And according to WBLR, a poll was 44% of the state. Voters think that she deserves re-election, while at Florida, 46% believes that she doesn't deserve a second term. Overall, Warren has 51% favorability rating in the deep blue state there of Massachusetts. And Republicans are ready to pounce, looking not only to reclaim the seat held briefly by GOP Senator Scott Brown, but potentially sideline a future White House contestant. And she's absolutely vulnerable when she should be working for the people of the state. She is spending her time pretty much aligning herself for this 2020 run. She wants it in the